Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. This is Panos here, co-founder and CEO of Lerwolds. Thanks, everyone, for being here. I see many people introducing themselves on the chat. Let us know where you come from. We're super excited to have you all here. Today is our live event, what we call a new day for Lerwolds, a chance to show you some of our latest product updates and greatest product updates in a feature-packed presentation along with our customer success agents who are here to help you understand how we add value to the platform. Just give us a couple of seconds until we are ready to, until everybody gets settled in and we are ready to start presenting. Always feel free to use the Q&A section of Zoom here to ask your questions. We'll try to tackle as many as possible at the end of the presentation. And of course, in our chat, you can just present yourself, introduce yourself, and we do have our amazing customer support agents who will try to answer as many questions as possible live here in your chat and help you out. As always, some housekeeping items. Always remember that you will get a full recording of the presentation. So there's no need to ask for it. As soon as we have it, we will make sure that everyone will receive it and you will have a full analytic recording of everything that took place here today. So hi everyone, this is Panos here. And let me introduce my co-hosts for today. We have George, my co-founder and chief product officer and owner of the platform, the mastermind behind the platform. Hi, George, welcome. We have Eliza, our learning designer expert. We have Artemis, our customer success expert, Brett Hamilton, our customer success expert, and also Joe, who will present our mobile application.
Hello.
Not sure why we don't have her here on the image. That's something that we need to fix. Welcome, everyone. So I think we can start. Most of the people are already settled. So let's see what we have for you today. This is the agenda of today's presentation. This is a very feature-packed presentation. We have the biggest release that we ever done in Lerwolds. We have some amazing features that each and every one of these features would merit a single presentation on its own. So just keep in mind that today we will not go to delve deeply into what each of these features is able to do. We just spend a few minutes on each to show you what is possible, not to introduce the usage of the features, but to show you what is the value. This is also why we have here our customer success agents who are every day working with Lerwolds customers and understanding how these features can add value to your business and how you can use them right away to help your productivity, to help your creativity, to help your efficiency in the way you run your business. And at the end, we'll close with a couple of offers and announcements. So just to start, to give you a bit the sense of the magnitude of what we're trying here today. You know that our motto here in Lerwolds is that we're trying to get better every single day, and I have to say that I dare say, please don't take it as being very presumptuous, but we are one of the fastest evolving platforms in the SaaS industry and especially in the e-learning industry. The number of releases that we have every year is astounding. It's so much more than everything that we see out there from other amazing platforms and competing platforms that are out there. But I have to say that in some cases, the releases that we have are something that is even too big for us to process and to understand. And today we have such a release. We thought that last year's summer product announcements were the biggest thing that we ever did, but today the features that we are announcing today are really amazing and are here to help you future-proof your knowledge business and take your level of productivity, creativity, efficiency to the next level. So what we call as a new day for Lerwolds is a pack of features, a bundle of features that is designed to take your productivity, efficiency, and creativity at the next level. And this is also where AI comes into place. generative AI, something that is taking the entire industry by storm. But here we're not talking about a superficial way to really patch AI on top of a product. We're talking about a deep integration and under the hood, some very, very creative and some very inspiring prompt engineering that can help you achieve your objectives. So we want you to create the best possible content that you can, but it's not just about the quantity, it's also about the quality, about bringing instructional design and learning, understanding and learning science to support you as you create your content throughout the LearnWorlds platform. And also a level of productivity and efficiency that can turn even a small team or an individual entrepreneur into a huge business, into a very powerful business, a very flexible, where technology will support you in everything that you do for creating the best possible online courses and distributing or sell them as far and wide as possible. So this is what we call a new day. These are features here that will enable you to scale your business and be so much more productive and effective and cost efficient with your time. And the second thing that I wanted to mention is here we are finally at the point where we can say that LearnWorlds is just a core platform. It hasn't been for several years, but at that moment we are super, proud and ready to say that what we have here is truly a lightweight AI-powered learning management system. This is a software that we know we have customers every day that to any other vendor or to any other platform, they would pay a few dozens of thousands per year to get access to something that is extremely affordable and you can get yourself today for running your own e-learning business, for running your own knowledge business. So this is so much more than a simple course platform where you can just patch up some videos and courses. We're talking here about full learning management system capability that you can bring into your system today. You can bring into your business at a fraction of the cost of a normal platform. George?
Pano, I think we have to mention that what we are proudly presenting today is something that comes from our 360 approach to communicating with our customers. We do have, I think, the best support team out there. We do have the most caring customer success team. We do have our new LearnWorlds Academy. We do have our daily webinars, which we doubled from the previous week. We do have the course masters, the biggest help center in the industry with more than 800 articles. We have our expert directory, our blogs, our resources. So this is a 360 approach that creates an enormous amount of information flows from which we are learning every day from you. Every day, the product team is analyzing and evaluating more than 50 feature requests. And that means that we have every month thousands of feature requests, and we are constantly bringing back value to you based on your input. Today, these releases are not ours. They are yours. And you are the ones that dictate what we should do. And we are very thankful that we have you with us so as to make LearnWorlds the best learning platform out there. So today, these releases are amazing also for us. We were discussing with Panos and Fannis, the co-founders, that we don't believe what we are presenting today, but let's go fast there and let's start by presenting our new ebook builder. Elisa?
Hello. Hopefully you can see me. Thank you, George. Let me also start sharing my screen. All right, so big crowd today. So I'm going to be presenting the new ebook builder, completely revamped and highly anticipated. So let me tell you a little bit more about ebooks in general. So when you're trying to create an ebook, you want to mainly focus on what you're actually creating, right? Whether that be your content and the essence of what you're actually writing. However, a lot of times we're actually restricted by the technology and by the ebook builders that are out there. This is typically what's going on with the learning platforms and the text editors. So it's difficult. Usually it's brutal to add the elements and change the formatting. And of course, the navigation between the elements is not usually ideal. So here in Learnables, we have proven again and again and through the past that with our new site builder, the assessment builder, the form builder, and today you'll see that with the mobile app builder and the ebook builder, we're always focused on actually enabling the instructor, you, the creators, on how to create the most effective learning experiences for their users. So let me switch my screen, and this time you should be seeing a Learnables Academy instead. So what you need to do is simply just log in and head over to the course of your choice, and under the contents, click on add activity. From here, you're going to find ebook over here to the right, to the left side, and you'll see a few options. So of course, you can start blankly and create your ebook, or you'll find some very interesting ready-made templates that you can use. Now, if you are an existing customer, you'll also find a legacy option towards the bottom that is going to allow you to still use the old builder until you take your time and get familiar with the newer one. So let me start. I'm going to go for a blank option, and I don't know, perhaps we want to create a welcome ebook. Just type in enter, give it a few seconds to open up the builder. And here it is. Allow me to just add a few sections real quick. I'm going to guide you through the process in a little bit as well, just to have some material to work with. So I'm just going to add a few options here. Let's say I want to go for another one over here, and we can add a few more as we go. So right off the bat, you can see that this is very similar to the existing site builder, right? And we did this purposely so that you don't have to learn it from scratch and so that you have a seamless experience. Anything that you click on is also editable on the side right here, again, pretty much as it is on the site builder. So with the new ebook builder, our goal is to essentially succeed in 4 main pillars. So what is that? The first one is to be able to express yourself through the content that you're going to be creating. It can be more enriched. You can have more representation through media and through sections and widgets. So you can add widgets now. You'll see that the ebook builder is completely different from what it was. You can add the sections from here like I did, quite a few options. Then the sections also allow you to add widgets, and widgets is the most important part. You'll see quite a large number of widgets that you can add. Most of these you can also find in the site builder. So some of those are simple text, for instance. You can add a simple text just like that. You can add other widgets such as animations or even little audio files, like so. Other widgets can include codes. You can add buttons, just adding a few so that you can see counters and so many more. So very easy to add those widgets. So again, with a combination of your imagination, your data, the widgets, and the sections, there's really no limit as to what you can create with your ebook. The next pillar is the fluid editing experience. So what we wanted to achieve with that is that we wanted to make the editing, the authoring part of your ebook as seamless as possible. We wanted to give you the experience as if you were just simply editing a simple Word document. So how we achieve that? Now, if you select, let's say, a text widget right here, you'll find that there are a few shortcuts that you can use to further edit that out. First off, you can use your keyboard arrows just to navigate through the text as if you would do in a document. You can click on backspace to simply delete that. You can click on Control and Enter. That's going to create a new one. Or if there is no text here at all, you can click on it and that's going to create a completely new one. Other shortcuts include Control and D. That's going to duplicate it. We have other shortcuts, for instance, for you to save the page without moving your mouse at all and always have your hands on the keyboard. Now, as if that wasn't enough at all, we also have another option for the fluid experience, which is the forward slash. So just type that in over there on your widget, and you see that that's going to reveal a nice secret menu that allows you to add other elements or even transform the element that you've selected. So how easy is that to use? Again, just type in the / and then let's say that we want to add an H4. Just type that there, click on Enter, and there you go. Very easily, just like that, you can add that. Perhaps you want to add an image. Just type in image, click on Enter, and there you have it. Right, so very easily done. And from here, of course, you can also add your images and change them as well. Now, the third pillar is one of the major ones, and it is regarding powerful functionality and appearance. So what does that mean? Now, let's say that perhaps you have an offer going on, but maybe you don't want to share it with everybody, right? Perhaps you have a selected user segment that you want to share it to. Maybe you're working with a specific brand and you only want them to see that. So let's say that you have your offer in this nice little text widget over here. If you head over to your actions, you'll find visibility options. Now, if you're already using our site builder, you're familiar with this, but now we also brought this to the ebook. So you can select exactly what are those users that are going to be able to see that offer. You could select them by tag or whether they're logged in or not, and you could even keep it to nobody. We also have visibility via devices as well. Other options, as if, again, this was enough, just to better the appearance of the ebook, you can also make use of our animations, whether that is entrance animations, you'll see fading effects and so on, or even scrolling effects. So extremely useful from here. Now, besides the functionality, the animations that we saw over here, we also have the theme explorer. So you'll find that right at the top over here in design, and now you're able to handle coloring of the ebook. So you have a few options over here. Let me just switch between some of these so that you can see how, again, instant that is for you to select different color format for your ebook. Let me just scroll through it so you can see some other options. You can select the width of your text. Let me change that as well so you can see the spacing as well. Then we have typography. So if you want to select the ebook's font, keep in mind that that is inherited by your school's site builder. So you can check that out from here, but you can determine the headings, the sizes from here. And finally, over here, we have the layout. You can change the height and the text layout as well. Now, let's say that on a single course, you're perhaps working with multiple ebooks, right? So you want to take a look at, what did you actually write on the previous ebook, or what does the next one include? Now, we made it a lot easier for you to jump through ebooks. With this little side menu, you can see all the courses, and simply by clicking on a course, you can find all the ebooks it includes, just so that you can jump straight to that. And the last and final pillar is ebooks via API. So very, very huge. And we mentioned that earlier, but I'm not going to talk about this at all. I'm going to take this back to George and Panos to take this on.
Thanks a lot, Elisa. I think it's obviously obvious also from the comments that we need at least 1 hour to showcase all the features on the ebook. And this is also what will happen with all the other features. In general, ebooks together with videos and assessments are the most used learning activities in online courses. So it's of huge importance to have such a powerful tool at your disposal. So let's imagine this tool with a powerful AI engine. Pano?
So we were fighting who is going to present the AI thing. This is obviously the most interesting. So I had to pull rank and say, no, I will do it. So here, what we're doing now is an integration of the power and flexibility of the ebook builder, and not only that, of all the LearnWorld's authoring capabilities with the AI, the OpenAI engine. And we're not just talking about the simple first layer, just questions and responses. We're talking about prompt engineering that has instructional design prompts built in, so that can help you become the instructional designer next to the course creator that you already are. So let's see how easily now I can go. Elisa showed how some human-made text was able to be transformed with the ebook builder. Let's now see how we can start creating a course from scratch, from zero, with just an idea, with just a title, with the power of OpenAI embedded into LearnWorlds. So let's see. Here, what I'm doing is I'm creating a new course on search engine optimization. It's a topic that is very popular for marketers and course sellers. I create the course. This is the landing page of the course. Contents are still empty. I can add manually sections or import them, or I can generate them with OpenAI. And here I tell OpenAI to give me videos, ebooks, and exams. I want AI to help me build an introductory course. I have other options. I wanted to use Gagné's nice events of instruction, some very deep e-learning instructional design theory, and I simply leave it to generate text. This, depending on the status of OpenAI, will take a few seconds, up to a minute. The prompts that we have written from the backend are working, and this is for me the contents that AI has generated for me. And this is not just a text that I copy paste. I can work on that. This is the staging engine where I can go in, I can ask OpenAI to rephrase some learning activities until I'm satisfied with the results. I can ask it to suggest alternate learning activities. I can add new activities. I can be very specific, obviously. I can rearrange. So before even creating my course, I have a staging scene where I can fine-tune, I can interact with OpenAI, I can fine-tune the contents of my course. And when I'm satisfied with what I see, I bring it fully into the course for further processing. So I wait a bit, and all the sections, all the learning units where you can see ebooks and assessments and videos have been created for me. And that's just the first phase. I can continue interacting and editing whatever I want. So here, let's go into one of the ebooks. And again, starting from scratch, from zero, I will ask OpenAI to give me suggestions. There are several options for expanding, rewriting, or polishing the text, but I can even ask OpenAI to create content with me. And behind that, I say again, we have our own prompt engineering that takes care of what we can ask here. The options here, you can play with these options for hours upon hours to create your course. Let's start here with something simple. I just started my course, so the most natural option is to guess some learning objectives for search engine optimization. I'm choosing then a specific methodology, Bloom's taxonomy, my favorite, 5 learning objectives, and I don't give it anything else. I just leave it as open-ended as possible. And again, I'm asking OpenAI to generate the learning objectives for this particular course. This would, even if you're an experienced teacher, it will probably take you a couple of hours to do that. And then some OpenAI on the contextual menu, on the slash menu of the ebook, where I can just take this paragraph that seems a bit cryptic, and I can ask OpenAI to expand on it, to make it a slightly bigger, and then I can continue editing my ebook. So imagine what I just did with just a few seconds. And then I continue my course, and I want OpenAI to write a story for me. I want some storytelling, again, for search engine optimization, a story that is taking place in the LearnWorld's headquarters, where I add 2 characters, let's say, to interact with each other. Let's make it a bit real. So we have Nick, our SEO expert, and we have Sarah, our marketing manager, and let them play it out for us. Let's see what they can do for us. So with the help of AI and a few seconds, I'm getting some storytelling, some very fun storytelling and creative storytelling that sets the stage for me to present the SEO subject to my students. And here is a paragraph that I don't like very much. So let's change the tone for that and make it a bit more enthusiastic, like our actual characters. And this is it. With just a few seconds, I rephrase the paragraph. And this can go on and go on and go on. And here, again, a deeply instructional technique. I'm asking for a Socratic dialogue about, so a back and forth, somebody presenting the positive and the negative about SEO. Already AI knows what I'm talking about, so it already has the context of my previous interactions. And here it generates a very timely discussion between Socrates and Sophia about the subject of SEO. I know that's something that ancient Greeks were very deeply into back in the day. So with just a few interactions, with our AI integration with our ebook, we were able in under 5 minutes to get a fully structured course on the topic of SEO. We were able to interact, engage, refine what we want, and we can create an amazing content or we can create content from scratch, or we can upstage, we can really take all our content to the next level. So this is just the starting point for LearnWorlds with the capacity of OpenAI, and this is something that you will see in more and more places within LearnWorlds to help you when you build your pages, when you build your content, when you build your assessments.
So I think, Panos, and you didn't have time also to show how AI is integrated in the assessment builder, where again you can say, guys, I need 10 questions, 10 multiple choice questions, 5 true-false questions, and 2 fill in the blanks questions, and then all these are being generated automatically and are being included in the assessment. You are just saving, editing, and you do have a course in very fast, and you are ready to start selling and distributing your course. So, and this is, as you said, the very first iteration. We are already working in integrated AI in the review center, in the emails that we are sending, and we are trying to make AI your co-pilot everywhere. And we will have a separate event for AI at the end of August, where we will explain everything. We have tons of prompts, tons of features. Of course, the AI features, since a lot of our participants are asking, is going to be released to everyone until the end of the month. Already some people have it, but until the end of July, everyone will have this feature. And let's keep our pace, because we have a lot more to reveal today. Let's continue with another game-changing feature announcement that again will make you a lot more efficient. Automations, Brett.
Hi, everybody. I hope you can see me now. Let me just share my screen here. So I have to say, I am super excited to actually get to introduce and showcase this next feature, because I know from working so closely with my customers, I know how much of a game changer it is, and how much it's going to improve your lives and just make things so much easier for you. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to introduce automations tonight. And it's really designed essentially to make work more effectively by eliminating manual tasks and scheduling work with specific circumstances that will take place. So the feature actually combines a wide variety of triggers, actions, conditions, which can be configured to either be deployed through pre-made templates or simply just configured by selecting certain pieces to it. So we're going to jump into automations now. As you can see here, we can see all of the different automations I have developed in my school at this moment. We can see which ones are inactive and which ones have been activated. And we're going to just run through a couple different scenarios. And these are really just things such as, if this happens, then automatically go and do this. So as an example, if a tag is added, then go ahead and enroll your users into a course. So enough talk, let's go ahead and jump into this by creating our first automation. So we're going to actually create a blank automation here. And as you can see here, this really all starts with a triggering event. So this is going to be, we have about 20 plus triggers that have been added into the system at the moment. So you can actually utilize any of these triggers, such as user signs up, or users enrolled in a course, or a tag has been added, or a payment has been made, or a coupon's been used. So you have all these different triggering events that you can select. In this case, let's use if a user signs up triggering event. So we'll go ahead and select that there. And we'll call this up here LW sign up. Okay. Now we get to actually select an action that will be applied once this trigger goes off. So you can see we have a number of actions that can also be applied. So in this case, we might do something like a push notification or an email, but I think we're going to go ahead and select add a tag based on a user's email domain. So I know many of you are probably looking at that going, wait a second, because I have a lot of different schools out there that have a number of customers that they're working with, and they're always looking for ways for those customers to sign up and not have to be manually enrolled into a course, right? This is something that we can actually automate now. So if you do have customers that have certain domain names, such as learnworlds.com, we can sign them up with a LearnWorlds tag. So I know if many of you have been using the platform at this point in time, you're probably aware that you can change the after login page based on the tag that the user has been applied to them. So automatically, when this user logs into my system, they're going to land on my nice branded LearnWorlds page. Now we can go ahead and add additional mappings if we want. So if we're working with multiple customers, we can easily add in different domain names. We can add additional actions into this, which I'll showcase in just a little bit here. And we also have a number of conditions that can be set, such as, user must be subscribed to the email calls, or must be enrolled in this course as well, or must have another tag. So there are a bunch of different conditions that can be applied as well. Next thing we're going to do is activate that. Now, keep in mind that once we have activated this and we have created this automation, this will really only apply to the users that have signed up after this automation has been enabled. So all the users that you have in your system now, unfortunately, the automation will not make the automatically tag them, but there are other ways to do that. This is really just for automating the sign up process moving forward. So if I go ahead and create that, you can see that I now have an active automation in my school. To follow that up, I'm actually going to create another automation that we can use in play with this one. So we just recently added a tag to a user who signed up with the LearnWorlds email domain. So what we can actually do now is say, okay, well, when a tag is added to that user, such as the LearnWorlds tag, I want to go ahead and I want to automatically enroll the user into a course in my school. So I'm going to automatically enroll that user when they sign up into the automations course. And I'm going to go ahead and add another option to add that user into a private social group within the community. So I can actually automatically enroll that user into a private social group that I've created as well. So once we create this, these two plays will work in unison. A user will sign up, gain a tag. That tag addition will automatically enroll the user into a course and add them into a private group within the community. So I'm sure many of you are seeing how powerful that actually can be. And then lastly, I did mention templates. There are a ton of templates that we have designed, just like everything else in LearnWorlds. We have a lot of different templates for you. So we have other templates that you can also utilize to quickly build these automations for things like sign up, course enrollment, learning engagement. And this, yes, there's actually two on here that say coming soon. And I just wanted to point these out because these are probably the most requested features that we hear about a lot, right? We want to re-engage inactive users in our system. We want to send reminders to let users continue learning. So that is going to be added into this automations product shortly. So you'll be able to take advantage of that as well. So the last example I wanted to show you here is this one, because this is also a pretty powerful example, even utilizing this template. When a user completes a course, we would like to go ahead and send that user an email. So this will automatically allow you to send a nice personalized email to that user once they complete an activity, once they complete a course. There's a lot of different automations that can be applied to this. And if you really wanted to, maybe you're a user of our mobile platform or a mobile application, you'll notice that you can also send push notifications upon completion as well. So if you do want to have a completion notification go out after that user creates, or after that user completes a course, you can push a nice little notification to their phone, letting them know that they've completed it and that, congratulating them and maybe even offering them a promotion for the next purchase in your school. So you can, I'm sure you can see the power in this tool. I have actually been working with customers over the course of the last couple of months that have been testing little pieces of this. And the automations that we have come up with in those schools have just been absolutely groundbreaking. And I can't wait to see in the next following months what you guys come up with yourselves and how you start utilizing these in the school, because this is such a fantastic tool. The development team has done such a great job of implementing this, and I can't wait to see what you guys can do with it. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Brett. This is an amazing productivity tool. These are tools, the things that we present here that allow you to scale. This is just like having a team next to you that takes care of business, that helps you get your school to the next level and to the next size. We're not talking just about dozens of students. Here we're talking about things that work with hundreds and thousands of students. And Brett already showcased automations, how you can have, because it was mentioned somewhere in the chat, this is like an internal Zapier. This is like having all the possibilities of combining things that you would do manually or you couldn't do at all. And now all these things happen 24/7 without you having to do anything. And automations go hand by hand with tags, which are extremely flexible. They're more flexible than most CRMs provide. It's a mechanism that allows you to tag, segment, organize your users, and also do activities on your users. So let's go to Artemis now, who will introduce our brand new tag manager and what we can do with it. Hi, Artemis.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Panos. Hi everyone. My name is Artemis, and I am very excited to showcase to you the new tag manager today. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Now, you may already be familiar with one of the most powerful features within the platform, and that is tags. With tags, you can segment your user groups into different company, location, roles, skill sets. It's completely up to you. And you can apply these tags via multiple ways, such as through your assessments, your forms, your sign-up fields, the list goes on. When you do apply tags to users, you can take advantage of the multiple benefits that come with that. And just to name a few, one of these is to create a personal user experience in your site builder and in the ebook builder. For example, you can showcase or hide specific sections in both of those areas of the platform, depending on a user's tag, meaning that you'll be able to showcase to your users the information that's relevant to them. You can also streamline your workflow processes. For example, you might be spending a lot of time manually adding your users to different courses. And what you can do is automate this process using the automation feature and the tags feature in conjunction with each other in order to automate this. For example, you can add a tag automation so that when the user has the relevant tag added to them, they're automatically enrolled into the relevant course or courses. Not only will this save you time, but it will also ensure consistency for your user actions across the school. Lastly, you'll also be able to take advantage of the report center where you can pull reports on your specific segments. Now, I could go through all the benefits of tags, but we just don't have time today. I just wanted to give you an idea about how powerful this feature is. And even though it was super powerful, there was a gap, and that was having one centralized place in order for you to better manage your tag-based activities. And that's where the tag manager comes in. So let's dive in and take a look at the new functionality together. Now, you'll be able to navigate to your tag manager via the users tab, and this is where you'll have an overview of all of the tags within your school. So you'll be able to see the total number of tags, you'll be able to see the name of the tag, when it was created, when it was last updated, which user created it, and then you also have your tagged users, your tagged leads, and your tag usage, as well as some of these actions. Now we're going to delve into those a bit deeper, but before we do, you can also add a new tag via this button. So let's firstly take a look at your tagged users. Under the hyperlinked number, if we click on this, it will take you into an overview of all of the users that have this tag. So you have a really nice and quick, easy way to find the users that have this tag attributed to their account. Likewise, if we jump back into the tag manager, you can also do this with your tagged leads. So let's click on this one. And we can see that we have a lead that has this tag. Now, I'm going to navigate back to the tag manager in order to showcase to you one of the most powerful elements of this particular feature, and that's your tagged usage. So if we select this one as it has the highest number, what we'll be able to see is exactly where in the school this tag is placed. So it will give you quick access to the tag in order to modify it or make any changes that are relevant. And you'll also see that it's broken down into the different sections of the platform for ease. For example, we can see that I have this tag applied in 2 places in my courses. I can also see that I've got it in my homepage. It's also added in one of my automations and so forth. And what's really great about this is when you hover over the relevant place, you can select to open the link, which will take you directly into the settings of that tag. So again, meaning that you can really easily and quickly update and modify the changes. Just wait for that to load. Let me jump back in and try maybe my assessment builder. Let's go to this one. There we go. So we can see that we've got the tag added for when the user has submitted the assessment. So let's jump back in and see how you can modify your tags. Now, it might be that I want to change the way that this tag is worded. So let's click on the actions and select the rename option. Here I can make my change, and I'm going to go ahead and make a really big change and remove the S. If I click rename tag and then jump back into the assessment builder and refresh it, what we'll see now is that it went from customers to customer. So you'll be able to update your tags across the whole platform without having to go into each individual place, firstly to locate each individual place and then update it manually. It might be that you actually want to merge your tags. So if we select all of the relevant tags that we want to merge, we can then select this option, and we have two options here. The first one is to create a new tag altogether, and the second one is to select a tag from the list that we have chosen here. It might be that you also want to delete your tags in bulk. Now, it's important to note that if your tag is added into an automation, you'll firstly have to go into the automation to delete it, and then come here in order to finalize the deletion. And if you want to delete your tag on its own, you can click on the three dots here and select to delete. Again, these changes will be applied across the whole of the platform. And that takes us to the end of the tag manager. I'm now going to hand you over to George.
Thanks a lot, Artemis. I think tags are a big part of managing complexity in modern CRMs, and we are doing a great job there, and we are going to still invest there and create the best ways to use and exploit tags so as to organize your academy while you are scaling up. This is the theme today, how you can create a big school with all the new tools that we are delivering to you. So exactly in the same mentality, we are talking about efficiency and ability to serve multiple audiences with a different adjusted approach. Elisa will present us the user groups. Elisa?
Yes. Okay, looks like my camera is back. All right, so let me again start sharing my screen. Give me a second to do that. Hopefully you can see it. So a brand new feature, user groups. User groups have been mainly intended for internal training, but they can also be used for external training, where you can essentially create some sort of a tenant. We'll elaborate on that a bit later. So with the user groups, you'll be able to segment users and treat them as a whole, as an entity. You'll be able to enroll them into one or multiple courses while handling over the management to the group manager. We're going to see that as well. So I'm going to switch my screen back over to the platform. And from here, you're going to find user groups over at your users and user groups and multiple seats. Go over here and click on Create New and go over to the next one. Now, let's say that perhaps you're creating a training program and you would like to actually train maybe the support department. So let me give that a name, and I'm going to name that Support Department. Now, this is a creation wizard, right? And this has 4 main steps for you to create the user groups. The first one is to automatically select the users that you want to be part of this group. And we're going to see all of these steps in a little bit. The second one is to actually select the courses that you want users to enroll to. The third step is to assign a user group manager. And the fourth step is to customize the page that those users are going to see. We're going to see all of that in more detail. So let me go over to the next step. And this right here, we are on the first step. So add user rules. These are the rules, the criteria that the system is going to use to add your users into this user group. Now, this is automatic and dynamic. So let me show you what is possible right here, and I'm going to elaborate. So click on the list right here, and you can see that you can choose to add users to a group based on their tag. So for instance, if I have users that are tagged support member or support, I can use the tag and I can add those. Matter of fact, let me actually do that. So let me just add my tag over here. There you go. Now, of course, you can leave it to this, or you can add more rules. More rules include right here, the domain name. Let's say that you're working with a specific brand, and their email has a specific domain. You can group users based on their email domain, or of course, based on the value that they added on a customized field upon signing up, right? So you can add any of these, either or. Let me, now, before I move forward, we mentioned that this is dynamic. And what we mean by this is that I may finish up the wizard right now, right? But let's say that you're adding a user tomorrow or in the future, whether you did manually or through the API, or a user just simply signs up, right? Now, this system is still going to be in place on the background, and it's going to be constantly scraping your user database to see if there are any new users that meet this rule, this criteria. So if you add a new user that has the tag support, they're going to be added into the group even in the future. So moving over to the next step, right here, you get to decide the courses that those users are going to be enrolled in as soon as they enter this user group. So click right here on the list. I have a customer service essentials course that it's intended for the support team. Make sure you click on add course for it to be added. Obviously, it can be one or multiple courses. It's up to you. I'm going to keep it to one for now. The next step, we mentioned that earlier, you have to assign a user group manager. Now, the group manager can actually manage users when it comes to bulk actions, when it comes to enrollments. You could also check out their progress reports and things of this nature. Now, what the group manager can or cannot do, in other sense, the permissions, that is for you to decide and for the admin to decide. So keep that in mind. Now, this user must be an existing user. So just type in add and then the name of your user to assign it to this group. Mine is James. And moving over to the next step, we have a few more options, and this is an excellent setting. So let me enable this. So you are able to use a customized page for users of this group to land on. Think about it. So right now, we're creating this for our support department, right? But it could be for really anything else. So you have the ability to create a custom page, and you can have information specifically targeting that user group on that page. Maybe, you have upcoming courses for them, or a meetup, or maybe an offer. So whatever you want to show, that's going to be customized, right? So I have a page made out, the support homepage. So I'm adding that in. So a few things are going to happen as soon as a user is enrolled, is added into this group. First off, if the user is added and they meet the criteria, they're added into the group. We have the manager. Then they are going to be enrolled into the courses that you selected. And the final step is that as soon as they sign in, they are going to be redirected to the page that you're going to select from here. So extremely helpful. It allows you to really streamline and further personalize the experience of those users. So I'm clicking on finish right here to finish up the wizard, so that I don't take up any more of the time. So as soon as that is done, you'll see that it's right here. So far, it only has one member, right? The group manager. But the system is running this process in the background, and it's still looking for users with the tag support. So it may need a moment or two. Let me just refresh this, and you'll see that the number right here is going to be much greater than 1. There you go. So now it found 5, but like I said, if you keep adding users with that tag, the number is going to change. Now you have a few options here that you can perform on users. So this is going to open up your users that we saw, and you can see immediately that not only they're added into the group, but they're also enrolled into the course that you selected on the wizard. For each user, you have a few actions that you can perform. They're all right here. This is what the admin sees. But again, the group manager sees something similar according to the permissions that you as the admin allowed and offered them. So this is what you see from here. And I think, I think that's a wrap for the user groups. Make sure you play with it, you create your users, and you see how it works on your own. So George, back to you.
Thank you, Elisa, for sharing this. Thanks very much, folks. I'm overwhelmed by some of the enthusiastic comments that I see in the chat. It seems that we're building the right things for the right people. Obviously, not everybody needs all the features, but it's overwhelming to see some people that have been waiting for features for many years and now they're getting them. Sorry for bringing them too late. But here they are, and let's see what else we have in your plate. I think based also on the feedback, I dare to say that Lerwell is probably the best lightweight LMS out there. I don't think many people in this webinar, in this chat would disagree with that. And we are able to give you a corporate level functionality, enterprise grade functionality at the fraction of the cost and at a consumer level usability. So this is something that you can use on your own or with a very small team, and you can have the tools of the big teams and the big corporates out there. And this is where I think we can give some of the rest of the LMS a run for their money by showing what our mobile app builder can do. We were the first to build a white label mobile builder in the industry. Bring it to the market, something that allows you to build your very own mobile app and publish it under your own brand. But what Joe will show you here, it's kind of scary. Let's go, Joe.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. Before I start the presentation, I just want to give a shout out to the mobile app team at LearnWorlds. They're fantastic and they've worked so hard to offer you the one and only mobile app builder in the industry. So when we launched our white label mobile app, and we were the first to do it in the industry, as Pano said, immediately we knew that we wanted to do more. And we didn't just want to help you launch any kind of app. We wanted you to be able to have the freedom and flexibility to build an app that uniquely matches your brand, your school, and your business model. And all this is now possible with our new mobile app builder. So now you know the why. I'm going to show you the how. And again, this is something that you will not be able to see anywhere else in the industry. We're breaking new ground again, and we're very, very proud about it. So I'm in the admin dashboard now, and I'm navigating to the mobile app menu, and right off the bat, I see the Edit Your App button. I'm clicking on it, and here I am in our authoring environment. So this authoring tool is no different than all of our other authoring tools, and this was a really important point for us when designing this solution. We wanted our users to have a seamless experience when navigating between the different authoring tools. So whether you're editing your site, or you're building a custom layout for your app, we wanted it to look and feel the same. So what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to start with a blank screen, and this is where the mobile app builder really comes into play, because it helps you unleash your creativity and build unique and awesome layouts for your app. So I'm going to start with this almost blank screen. We have a greeting for our learners here, and I'm going to be adding a section. So here you can see our sections library, and what we've built for you is a variety of sections that you can use to either highlight and showcase your course catalog. For that, you can use our course list, our course category sections, or if you want to promote or inform your users about things that are happening in your school, you can use our heroes, our media and texts, or our compelling call to actions. This looks stunning, and you can use them as they are or customize them to any degree you want. We have also added a dedicated blog section to help you keep your learners up to date with your latest news, your content, and your articles. So now I'm going to show you how you can use the course list to showcase your course catalog. Now, this is a fundamental part of any learning app, to be able to show your courses. And here, flexibility is always key for us. So we have 4 different layouts that you can use, depending on your use case, depending on the number of courses you have in the school. So if you have a large number of courses, so let's say, so you're going to be using this one, the vertical list, is quite good for this case. So I'm going to show you how maybe you have organized your course catalog in categories. In this case, you can choose to show courses from a certain category, and this makes it quite easy for your users to navigate your course catalog. Or you can decide to add a small carousel right here and only show your free courses. And this can make like a great lead magnet for your users. Now, going back to the case where you are organizing your courses in categories, we've added the course category section, which is a superb section to be able to allow your learners to explore a certain category just by one tap. And between those sections, if you want to spread a message with your learners or inform them about something that is happening in the school, let's say you're hosting a webinar just like this one and you want to promote it, you want your users to register through the app. What you can do here is you can use our static sections. We have been through them previously. So here we have our heroes that you can use, our media and text. And they look stunning and you can use them as they are, but you can also customize them as you wish. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So now we're going to take this section and start playing around with it. I'm going to remove the background image. I can change the background image and select one from my library. I can make it really pop out like this. I can just click here and change the copy, join us live. And here I can create a small call to action for my users to register. So you can note here how easy it is to also change colors. The color picker has your app theme colors always available for you. So it's very easy to stay coherent to your theme. So here it is. And also you can further customize these sections by adding widgets. So let me show you how this is done. You just hover over here, you click on this button, and you have a variety of widgets that you can use to further customize the section to your liking. So I'm going to be adding some space here. I want a little space. I'm dragging, and this looks fantastic. Now I'm going to show you how you can create your call to action. So if you're familiar with our site builder, you know all about our link manager. So we brought the link manager functionality into the mobile app builder. So what you can do here is you can control where your user is directed to when they tap on this text. So from the Actions tab, I can select whether my user will get redirected to a screen within the app, a course within the app, or an external URL. So in my case, I will send them to go register to my event and just save. And you can see that with a few clicks and just a few moments, we have built from scratch a complete screen for your app that is fresh, it's clean, it's engaging for your learners, and it's amazing. So the last thing I want to show you is the Theme Explorer. So that's a great addition to our solution. The Theme Explorer is where you can build your app's theme. So starting with the application mode, right here, your brand colors, primary and secondary, dark background and light background. You can choose between different shades, as you can see. Of course, the text colors and the typography, which is really, really important. You can see that as I change the font type, the app goes into a completely different level. You can really customize it any way you want. You can also change the text sizes for headings, for main text, the layout, whether you want a more condensed layout or a more relaxed. This is all possible through our Theme Explorer. So I'm going to discard the changes. And the last thing I want to show you here is just to enjoy what we've built during this presentation. So let's preview it. And we've built a preview for you that is fully functional. This is basically an app running on a web browser. So you can click through it, you can navigate through it, you can use it for presentations if you want a demo, if you want to take screenshots. You don't need to switch to your mobile device. You can do it right from your browser. So this is the final result. The topics, the banner, we can click on here and we're taken to the URL that we specified, the free courses section, the artificial intelligence. Just click through it and enjoy it as much as we've enjoyed building it. Thank you so much. And over to you, George.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Fantastic, amazing. We have managed to create a site builder for a mobile app builder. I think a lot of people are going to be anxious today to use this tool. And Pano, I think it would be fair to say that another company will make 8 different events for launching these features. However, we are in a hurry. We want to bring more in September, so we don't have the time for that. We are so confident about our updates that we really think that your appetite will skyrocket, and that's why we said, why don't we give them the opportunity to build more schools? They will love LearnWorlds even more, and they will need to build more schools under one umbrella. So, Artemis, would you like to show us how someone can have multiple and manage multiple schools?
Yes, hello. Hello again, everyone. So I'm going to now showcase to you the multiple schools feature. Now, in today's competitive market, businesses will often have a need to address and cater to different audiences. And some of our existing customers have found that creating multiple schools helps them to do this. Some of the use cases include having users in different geographical locations. It might be that you have a B2C and a B2B offering and you want to create separate environments for that. Or perhaps you have different products that you need to brand different schools for. Whatever the use case, we have you covered with the multiple schools dashboard. This will enable you to create your schools more quickly and easily, and also manage them more effectively. And even if you're someone that's not necessarily thinking about creating additional schools, this will give you the opportunity to consider repackaging and distributing your content to different audiences and opening you up to new opportunities. So let's dive in and take a look at the dashboard. Now, this is the central dashboard where you'll be able to see and manage all of your schools. So one location, meaning that you no longer have to log in and out of all of your different environments. We're going to take a look at some of the functionality, but to begin, we're going to select to create a new school. So we would click the button and pop in a domain. As you can probably see, I've been creating a lot of demo schools. So we're going to press the create, and that will then take us into the first steps of building our school. Now, the first step is to give it a name. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it an academy and then press next. There's just some settings here that you can edit, and then you can choose a template. So let's go ahead and just select one of the templates here. And then there are some qualification questions that will really help us to understand your use case. So if we go ahead and just select some options here, we can then finalize by pressing finish and select build your school. You can also access the dashboard by selecting this icon here and clicking on manage your schools. And now we can see that my new school is here. You'll also be able to have a quick overview as to what type of school this is. So we can see that we have a trial school here. We can also see we've got learning center schools, and there are different actions for each one. So looking at the trial school, we can see that we are prompted to upgrade in order to activate a subscription and start working on the school and taking advantage of all the functionality. We can also delete the trial schools. And if we hover over one of the learning center plans, you have the option to clone your school. Before I jump into that, just want to mention that if you do want to delete one of your active subscriptions, you would do that via the normal method through your account details in your settings. So let's dive in and take a look at how you can clone your content. If we select the clone option, this will firstly show us the URL of the school that we're cloning from, and then we can pop in the URL of the school we're cloning to. So this will really enable you to easily transfer your data from one school to the other, helping you to do this really quickly and get your new school launched as soon as possible. Now you have two different options here. We have the essential school data, which you can't currently edit. So you'll be able to see that I'm not able to edit this. And that's because this data is required in order to ensure that your school is functional. So that includes your courses, your course layout page, your active site flavor, your video and image libraries. And then we have some optional data that you can transfer. So you can see we've got a long list here that you can work your way through, and you can go ahead and select any of the relevant options. And then you can press the clone school button in order to finalize the change there. And thereafter, you'll be able to adapt the content, update the branding, and your school is ready to go. So you can see that within just a few clicks, we've created a new school and we've cloned the content. Now let's dive into the partner section of this. This is where you can invite people to collaborate on these different projects with you, and you can give them LearnWorlds access. So let's go ahead and add someone new. So I'm going to go ahead and add myself and add in an email. And then we can go ahead and decide which permissions we're going to be giving to this particular user. It might be that you want to give them all of the permissions or just a few, and you can hover over this icon to understand a little bit more about that. You can also assign them to specific schools. So this might be one school or it might be multiple schools. It's important to note that once you finalize this, this means that they are now a LearnWorlds admin in the schools that they've been assigned to. So we're going to go ahead and click Add Partner. Now, in the first instance, you'll see that the status is pending, and that's because this partner has now received an email in order for them to set up their credentials so that they can then access the school and get to work. Once they've done that, you'll see that the status changes to active. And in this dashboard, you'll also be able to see the name and the email address of your partners. You'll be able to track the permissions, when they last logged in, and the number of schools that they've been assigned, as well as the URLs for these schools. You can also manage them. So for example, let's take this one as an example. If we click on Edit Partner, it might be that we want to update the permissions, or perhaps we have a new school that we want to start working on. So let's go ahead and add that in and then press Update. You can also resend the activation email and delete the account. Now let's move into the subscriptions. This is where you'll be able to manage all of your billing details. So you can see here, you've got all of your schools and the domains. You'll be able to track the plans that are activated with these schools, your card details, the start billing date and the next billing date, as well as a quick link to the billing details. So that's a very quick recap of the multiple schools dashboard, which enables you to have all of your schools in one central place, enables you to clone your content, invite partners to collaborate with you, and also have an overview in one space of all of your billing details. I'll now hand you over to Panos.
Thank you, Artemis. This has been amazing. I know several customers who would like to thank you and hug you just for that. Jason just mentioned that they're running 6 schools in LearnWorlds. We have customers and agencies that run more than 50 schools. Imagine now how easy it is from one point to be able to clone content. And then, because many of you are asking for multilingual or different channels, this is where on your own or with the help of the AI, you can translate your content, you can adapt it to a different audience, to children, to adults, to experts, to whatever. So imagine all the different channels of exposure and marketing that you can get by starting from a single school, magnifying your content, multiplying your content, and then multiplying your sales channels with mobiles, with mobile applications. Mobile is already half the traffic on the internet, and also with multiple schools. So now, last but not least, we kept it for the best and for Brett, our probably the most requested feature of the last couple of years, the possibility to send mass emails. Sounds simple, but again, when combined with the tags and with the usual LearnWorlds flair, it becomes an extraordinary feature, and Brett will show us how you can take advantage of it.
Hi, everyone. Yep, I'm back. Thanks for the introduction, Panos. And I know we're a little bit over time, so I'm going to do my best to demonstrate this all to you. So as Panos mentioned, this is a feature that I've been hearing about for many, many years. We would love it if we could send, mass messaging to our users. And so I'm really, again, very blessed to present to you guys another great feature that's been added to the platform. So I'm really happy to announce mass emailing. So this is a feature that's going to introduce a really simple, easy to use tool that's going to allow you to send out mass communications to your users. And it basically uses a step-by-step process that is similar to the push notifications process on our mobile application. So you will be able to trigger direct contact with groups of users through emails, notifications, and of course, reminders. So let me go ahead and just pull up the dashboard here. So from the dashboard here, you have the ability to see all of the different emails that you have placed together. You can see the recipients that went out to that particular email group. You can also see a bit of statistics, which we'll discuss in a little bit here. And on the right, you'll be able to preview and even clone particular emails that you've created in the past. So if you are trying to replicate something that you've already sent out, you can easily clone that and make modifications and resend that email. At the top of the page, you're going to find the new email button. This is actually going to go ahead and kick off the process. Now, to take a step back and to really kind of relate this to you guys as an audience, I want to make sure that I'm using a use case that you can all relate to. So I'm going to be picturing myself as a marketing school here. I'm launching a brand new digital marketing course to my users, and I want to make sure that I am targeting the right group in my school with this mass communication. Because I am such a savvy LearnWorlds user, I have already created a survey out there that asks users about their interest and tag those users based on the responses they gave me in that survey. So what I am going to do now is create an email that is going to alert those users and let them know that this new course is coming. So the first thing we need to do is add a title. We'll just call this digital marketing. Okay, this is our internal title for us. And then next we'll need to set up the from email and the no reply. Now this is really important to mention. This particular feature is only going to work for users that have white labeled their no reply email. And that's really important. Is really to protect you and your brand, right? We don't want to have emails going out to your customers that say, no reply from learnworlds.com when they have no clue that you're using the LearnWorlds platform. They're going to mark it as a spam because they don't know where it's coming from. So it's important that you white label that no reply. When that is white labeled, you'll be able to add that no reply in here. And then you can go ahead and set up a reply email. So this is the email that if a user responds, this email is going to go to this, or that response is going to go to this particular email. So in this case, I could do something like bh@marketingschool.com. Okay. We'll set up our subject. Very simple. New course. We have the ability to customize our email. We can even use these variables that we have over here on the left to personalize that email, right? To going out to particular users. So it looks like we're emailing them directly. So you're able to set that email up here, set your variables. And if you have turned GDPR in your schools, users have the ability to opt in and opt out of certain communications. So you do have the ability to choose the type of communication that this is going to be. Now, because this is a promotional email, I am letting them know about a new course and trying to get them to buy it. I am going to make this a promotional email. So anyone that's opted out of marketing material may not necessarily receive this email. Okay. Clicking next is going to allow me now to target the group that I want to target. So in this example, again, I've already got a group of users that have been pre-tagged with, with their interests. So I'm just going to go ahead, use the filters, which is an and/or filter, by the way, and find the specific users that I'm looking for. In this case, I want to find the users that have been tagged with digital or email. Okay, apply those filters and I will have all the users that I am communicating with down here at the bottom. And then I can go ahead and click next to move on to the next step. Now from here, you have the ability to either schedule an email to release on a specific date, or you have the ability to send the email directly. So I could schedule a date and time here. I can have that email go out on that date and time, or again, I can go ahead and just schedule the send now. Now, when an email is sent, I did mention these a little bit earlier. There is actually a number of analytics that are run on that are going to help you further improve your emails in the future and to make sure that you are, making the best use out of the emailing platform. You will be able to see how many emails are delivered. You will be able to see how many emails have been opened, which one's soft bounced, which one's hard bounced, right? You can drill into each of these and actually identify those particular users. In fact, even from your users tab, you have the ability to use the filters that you see here to find the ones that hard bounced so that you can remove those users from future communications and not waste your time or spin your wheels emailing people that emails no longer work. Now, if we go back into that email area here, the last thing I just wanted to mention before we pass this back over to Panos and George is that with scheduled emails, you have the ability to also edit and preview those emails as well. So if you are making changes there, you can always jump into this and make those changes before that email goes out. So this isn't a complete replacement to all those really advanced integrations that we have with those 8 email marketing platforms out there. If you still require some type of advanced emailing service, you can still utilize this. But we're pretty confident that this particular new feature is really going to improve communication with your users and make it much easier for you to make them aware of new courses, make them aware of webinar reschedules, and just general announcements to get to, you need to get out to your user. So thank you very much, George, Panos. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brett, again for an excellent presentation. This is a feature. This is the first generation of the feature. More things will come up shortly. So I know that you people have been very patient, and thanks for sticking along so much past the time. Let me quickly share with you a slide that shows when these features will become available to you. So, George?
Tag Manager is already released to everyone. And the end of this week, probably tomorrow, you will have at your disposal the new ebook builder automations and the new mobile app builder. By the end of July, all of you are going to have the artificial intelligence, multiple schools, and 2FA security enhancements that we didn't comment today. However, several of you are going to have all of these features earlier, but this is just for testing purposes. So the release will happen, the final result will happen by the end of July. And by the end of August, mass emails and user groups are going to release to everyone. Again, these features are going to release a lot earlier to several clusters, but you all are going to have access to that by the end of August.
So thanks, George. No time for Q&A. Our amazing team of our human-powered support, Stefania, Thalia, Iris, and Julie have already answered a few hundred probably questions that I've seen through the chat. But very, very quickly, a gift for you, for those of you who want to run your first or your next school. We are currently celebrating this major release with an offer that is available until the midnight of 30th of June, 15% offer for our monthly pro trainer learning center, but also for the very first time as a package, our learning center plus mobile app for the next 6 months. So this is just a nudge, some help to help you get started. go on board, get access to the new features as they will be unrolled, and start building your next or your best online course. Just start a free trial or from our website, and the offer will be available for you to just use. From me, I wanted to really thank everybody here in this presentation: Brett, Artemis, Elisa, Georgia, and also our amazing developers, an amazing stellar product team, developers, and also the infrastructure team who make this possible. Without them, nothing of this will be possible. The level, not just of speed, but also the quality of delivering all these features, the meticulous work that goes on the back end, our QA team that makes sure that you get access to these features without any bugs, and that you can really run your entire business on top of LearnWorld's the lightweight LMS of the year, as somebody commented on the chat. So thanks everybody for being here today. Thank you for staying up until the very last minute. We know that there is so much more depth in the features, and we will come back with much more detailed videos, presentations, and webinars where we will deep dive in each and every one of those features. For now, we just, we tried to show you everything that we're working on, and this is just the beginning. Thanks everybody for sticking with us. We keep getting better every single day, and hopefully help you run amazing businesses on top of LearnWorld.
Thanks a lot.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.